You're listening to The Sacred CEO, your go-to mini podcast for energy-boosted business magic. I'm Elyse Falzone, your spiritual sage, and here we treat your business like the living, breathing soul that it is. Energy meets strategy. Each episode, I'll channel insights, check in with the chakra blueprint of your organization, and give your business the soulful upgrade it's been waiting for. Let's make business sacred and successful. I am so looking forward today to this beautiful woman's business. I don't know who she is, so she's a new energy to my field, which I absolutely love because I have no preconceived notion of her energy and frequency. And secondly, her business is all about gardening. So there's something that is so tender to my heart because I love Mama Gaia. So we're going to dive in with Mother Nature today. We're going to dive into this beautiful, loving, sweet, sweet, sweet company that is helping beautiful families and humans create the most epic and beautiful gardens in their backyards. So without further ado, today on The Sacred CEO, we are going to be bringing forward Marcy Cunningham and her business, Green Goddess Gathering. Can we just take a minute to honor and acknowledge and give her a little whoop, 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 whoop for the Green Goddess Gardening? The name is so yummy. I love this name. I love this name. I love this name. It feels rich. It feels sexy. It feels cool. It's beautiful. I want to know more automatically. So just know that the energetics around the name is so punchy, powerful. I can feel myself just laying in a garden of grass. I love it so much. Okay, so let's go further here. Marcy says, I have a small gardening business since 2004. We maintain gardens, plant beautiful annual pots, weed, prune, and just generally care for people's gardens. She feels a shift coming in her business after a car accident that happened 2 years ago. I'm so sorry. And I'm just not sure what it looks like. Would love the opportunity to work with you and get a better understanding of what is happening. Woo! I'm starting to bounce over my words. This happens sometimes when spirit comes in hot and heavy, just ready to bring in the goods. So we're going to dive right in. I feel you, I feel you, I feel you. I mentioned this on the last episode, but I had a near-death experience 3.5 years ago, and the recovery process of that changed my perspective on so many levels. How I do business, why I do business, the intention behind how I do business, the way that I want to do it, the fact that even though I'm the face of the business, I need to diversify my income. I need to diversify and look at different patterns and paths because I may not always be here. I want to be here for as long as I possibly can, but Marcy, I can see you and I can feel you, and I just really get and understand that there gets to be another way. There gets to be another pathway that is opening for you in your business. And I am someone personally that believes everything happens for a reason, no matter how hard or difficult. We learn the lessons, we build the skills, we expand our capacity. And so in some way, shape, or form, this is offering a new opportunity for you and your business. So I took a look at your website. I've done all the things. I've channeled my notes here. I have some fun things that are coming through. Number one is the interactiveness. Interactive. It is a word that came forward. Interactive, interactive, interactive. That your business is moving into a more interactive state. Now, I want to make it really clear the way that the mapping revealed your business to me is that right now it's a pretty traditional setup, right? Gardening, pruning, potting, designing the landscape beds, designing your most beautiful garden setup. I probably need you to come over to my house. But all of that is a pretty traditional approach to the business. And that feels very solid. It feels very smooth when I tune in. It's very stable. It's very structured. It's very held. So bravo to you for the way that that has all been set up. It's feeling very held. Now, what they're showing me is that this piece gets to continue to grow through the support of team members, through the support of training others, where you really are going to be the CEO. And you already are the CEO, but that you really act as the CEO, not necessarily the gardener, right? Or the one who is coming to tend to these gardens. Don't worry, we're going to get to a place where you are, because I can feel so deeply you have a giant passion for nature, that your heart and soul is like one. You are meshed with nature, and it is really beautiful. It's really, 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 really beautiful in the field. And so in this particular lane that you have built, it really is the overseer, the CEO, the overseer of what is happening, and really step powerfully into your leadership role. Your leadership capacity gets to grow so that you are in even more clear communication with your team and even more clear communication for the scheduling, because I see that opening capacity and growing it to the level you want to grow it. I get that it's quaint and it's small and it feels good, but you can manage the growth or like where it feels stable. That's your path and your lane there. The path that I see opening up is really beautiful. It's not so linear. It's a little bit more multidimensional. It's a little bit more in the woo arena, if you will. And you can choose to go as woo with this or not. So I'm going to give you some options that came through. So a few different ways that I see this path opening. This path opening is more of the teacher path. It's more of the guide path. It's more of the bringing the community together, that interactive piece that is showing up. Again, for those of you who are listening, who aren't Marcy, I want you to listen from the eyes and the ears of like, how can you relate? How can you relate to two legs of your business? How can you relate to this fork in the path that is asking you one way or another? How can you relate if you don't want to use your physical body anymore, or you've been through some sort of traumatic experience where the way you show up for your business actually has to shift? There is no other way other than pivoting. And so in the pivot, we open our minds, we open our hearts to what else there can be, and how there can be new lanes of money flow, new lanes of opportunity. So for Marcy, your lane that's opening, like I said, is interactive. It's teacher, it's guide, it's bringing the community together. So there's a few fun ways that this showed up. The Green Goddess Garden Club, okay, and this could be like a monthly club. People could pay a particular fee into it. The vision that I actually saw, the Green Goddess Garden Club came in first. And then the vision of actually collectively with that club building a community garden. So this is roses and sunflowers and zucchinis and tomatoes and other fruits and vegetables that you grow in this community garden, where people can either pay to be a part of it, or there's a monthly membership fee for this Green Goddess Garden Club. And for everybody who pays in, you guys meet together, you contribute. Because they pay into the pot, they get to eat the food. I don't know how this works, right? Because obviously if it's a big community garden, then you want other people coming in and out. So whether it's a pay to play or it's the garden club that it could be free, but if you want to make it a money stream, they're learning how to garden, they're learning how to prune, they're learning how to plant, they're learning skills from you, plus they get, some other bonus or benefit from that. The Green Wisdom Garden classes. So you have a lot of wisdom, and people love learning from people who have wisdom. So how can you bring the community together to gather them, where again, possibly it's a blend of this garden club, but maybe you have classes, kind of like a paint and sip type of thing. Maybe it's a garden and sip kind of moment where you have groups of people coming together, women and their girlfriends, or the local women's club, or even schools. Certain schools need to learn about gardening tips, but you have these gardening classes, whether they're weekly or monthly, or even if you wanted to do a longer class quarterly, but those are invested class where people are paying to come learn your wisdom. Which then, if you ever wanted to go to the online space, when I tune into that, that feels like a little bit of a crunchy area for you, that the in-person is the way for you. But if you ever wanted to go to the online space, that some sort of a teaching guide, a quarterly teaching guide, I could see there being energy and love around this ebook or around this program or this course that you do. Again, it feels crunchy in the field, like not necessarily your forte, but it's available and possible. And so I want to say it into the space. The last thing that came through, which I thought was really, really cool and super fun, is Green Goddess Nature Bathing. So this is going to be more on the immersive side of things, where you're inviting people to go on nature walks, and whether that's noticing certain plants, you're teaching them about certain plants and energies of plants, you're taking them through a little breath or meditation journey, right? Just something where you're teaching and you're offering space for people to just be in nature. We as humans need to chill the frick out. We need that space to just witness nature, to see the reflection of nature within ourselves. So taking people on a nature walk, doing some sort of forest bathing, nature bathing, whether it's you by yourself or you pair with some local meditation teacher or some movement expert, and you take people into the forest, into the gardens, and you have them journal. You have them reflect the colors, the smells, what do they notice, and how does that relate to themselves? The other thing that I put is like curating garden days. So Green Goddess Garden Days, where again, you could do this kind of like a mini retreat style, and you pair with a local yoga studio or yoga instructor, maybe a breathwork practitioner. Again, depending on how much into the wellness realm or the spirituality realm you want to go, but you do like a mini day workshop where it's a 3 to 4 hour event. You open with yoga in the morning and some beautiful garden somewhere. Then they have some sort of a little snack or juice moment. Maybe it's like a hibiscus infused drink or tea, or a lilac lemonade or something like that, right? Where you infuse nature into the food. And then you also teach some sort of really beautiful thing, whatever season it is, whatever topic feels juicy to you. All of these are just ideas that are coming forward for this other leg, but the leg that you have is solid. And really the question becomes, what's your passion? And this is a really great question for those of you listening, for yourself. What are you passionate about? When you think about your business, whether it is a service-based business or a product-based business, what are you excited to create? What are you excited to share about? How are you excited to market, to tell people? Because this is the thing that's going to actually go. Most of the time when I tune into people's businesses, they're like, should I do this or should I do this? I'm like, it doesn't really matter. Most of the time, your business guides, your spirit guides are saying it doesn't matter. You've just got to put the energy into it, make a choice, and run, skip, dance to that finish line, dance to that next step. Right now for you, Marcy, I'm seeing stepping stones, like the garden stepping stones where you're frolicking and dancing like a fairy. Speaking of fairies, you could even do some sort of like fairy door making garden workshop where people come and they make their own fairy doors, or they make their own moss fairy homes that they can place in their gardens. Again, I don't know specifically who your clientele is. Right now, it's pretty linear, but there's an opportunity to start to play in space over here on this path of more wellness, of more attunement to nature. I've said all these things a million times. The last thing that I want to talk about before we close out here is you also could, dependent upon the area that you're in, if there is, high schools, colleges nearby, you could do some sort of apprenticeship or certification class or program where you are teaching a small group of students or a small group of humans to go through a process, and they get some sort of certificate after, right? So they could utilize that towards whatever they're wanting to go create or not, right? And this could be in person or it could be online. So many juicy details here, but for you, it's some sort of program, some sort of teaching, some sort of container that you are bringing people together to teach your wisdom and to share your wisdom. And I would love the opportunity to sit with you. Obviously, if we were in this dialogue back and forth, we would say, okay, yes, this feels good. Okay, no, I don't like this. Let's throw this out, which is the benefit for anybody who's wanting to take this path to have the spiritual business audit, where I look at the full mapping of your business, root chakra all the way to crown chakra, and we say, what is going on? Where is the cohesiveness? What is working? What is not working? And we can dialogue back and forth to actually create the plan, both in the energetic realm and in the strategic realm. So for you, Marcy, play with the fairies more. Open your heart, let people see and feel the love that you have for nature. I feel it. I feel it in looking at your website. I feel it in this new approach that's coming. It is in the field, which is such a beautiful thing. And Green Goddess Gardening, like, mwah, chef's kiss, again, to the name of your business. I love it so much. But allow people to see you more through the lens of your business. Remember, you don't have to reveal the personal side of your life if you don't want to. But the personal side of your love for nature and business and creating gardens for these beautiful humans, that is something that people need to know a lot more of. So until next time, I'll see you all later. Go tend to your gardens today. Go tend to your gardens. Pour loving prayer. Sing songs to your gardens. I love tending to the earth in this way. Prayers, songs. Sprinkle those rose petals underneath your mango tree. Okay, bring life back to the earth. We take from her so often. Remember to give back to her on this day. Peace, love, and blessings. Namaste. Bye-bye. Thanks for tuning in to The Sacred CEO, your go-to mini podcast for energy-boosted business magic. I'm Elyse Falzone, your spiritual sage, and I'll see you on the next round. And for those of you who are ready for your own business soulful upgrade, be sure to click the link below in the show notes to apply to have your business featured on the show. Love and awakening. Bye-bye.